Hello, and welcome to the introductory guide to the Eastern Gateway Community College Employee Portal. Now, to get to the Employee Portal, it's as easy as going to egcc.edu, our homepage. But to show you specifically the link, follow me on screen here. It's going to be egcc.edu/employee. Upon hitting return, you should be prompted to sign into your Microsoft account. Now, this would be the same account that you use to log into your computer, so the username and password should always be the same as whatever you normally log in with. For example, mine would be my first initial, last name, at egcc.edu. To give an example on screen, jpatterson at egcc.edu. Hitting the next button, it will ask me for my password. After entering your password, click the blue Sign In button. Now, the message you're seeing on screen is asking, do you want to stay signed in? Now, if you haven't logged in before on this browser, or maybe you just haven't logged into your account in quite a while, it'll ask you this. All you have to do is go in and click Do Not Show This Again, and yes, and it will take care of this prompt every time you log in. So this is the only time you'll actually see it. Upon successful login, you should see the page that I have pulled up here. Just to start us off, there's a few important areas I'd like to note that are housed here on the Employee Portal. Again, you'll know you're in the correct place due to the little wafer applications icon up here in the top left around your 10 o'clock area, the Eastern Gateway Community College logo, and the words Employee Portal. The portal itself is laid out in the following way. The app launcher, aforementioned, is up in the top left. Due to the fact that this is built on Microsoft Cloud servers in the Microsoft SharePoint Online environment, you'll see in the address bar here, the URL is easterngateway.sharepoint.com. Note, as long as you continue to use egcc.edu/employee, or if you use one of our links, which we will be putting on egcc.edu, you'll be able to find this quite easily. Feel free to also bookmark this page if it makes it easier to access. One of the big advantages of being based in the Microsoft Cloud and with SharePoint is that with this app launcher, you can quickly get to any of the online versions of the Microsoft App Suite. So the more popular ones I would say would be Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. You'll see in my list here some options that may not be available to everyone at the school yet, and some things you might not ever see. Some of the things might be like Sway, Teams, and Forms. Those may be released eventually, but as of right now, if you do not see them, don't be alarmed. You may not be in the group that has access to test those as of yet. As well as the admin button is specifically used by a handful of folks here in the technology services area, so that is definitely a button that most users should not see. Note, if you want to ever get back to this page and you've wandered off and you're in a deeper area of SharePoint, feel free to click this Eastern Gateway logo up in the top left. This will always bring you back to this Employee Portal homepage. Moving right along, we have the navigation bar. That would consist of these three blue buttons that sit here on the top of the page, named Applications, Departments, and Teams. And they're pretty self-explanatory. As you click on them, depending on which one you click, you will be shown a menu of, in this case, applications or the application catalog, departments, and teams. Now, out of these three areas or buttons, I would say the most robust would be the applications. This catalog is a collection of links that would either be pointed internally, and you'll notice a few of them do say that, internal for adjunct tracker as well as for faculty workload, or external, as many of the other ones here are, such as the EGCC bookstore or our EGCC email inbox, which is pointed to Google. Upon clicking one of these buttons or tiles, a new tab will open up in browser and take you to where you need to go. In this case, I will click on the EGCC bookstore, and you'll see that Firefox has opened it up in a brand new tab, and you can do whatever you'd like to do on this page, or in my case, not, and I'll close it. To further assist with the massive amount of options in this catalog, we've actually added a filter here up at the top. So by default, you'll see the all applications filters turned on. So everything that we have to offer currently will show up in here all at once. But if you're in an area that maybe only uses certain apps, a great example would be like financial aid, you could, as an employee, come over here, click, and it will only show you the most common apps that you may use any given day. Another great example is the training one, where you'll see anything that involves training that is considered an app. Those two tiles in this case will show up. Registrars the same way, as are these other ones. Now, as we go through this, you're going to notice some of these tiles are sort of faded out. On this page, there is 3 of them, the Center for Teaching and Learning, Mitel Training, and the SIS. Even when you try to mouse over them, you'll see that you'll get the little circle with the red line through it. If you're on a Mac, it might look a little bit different. It also kind of depends what browser you're on. Certain ones show certain things, but most of them kind of convey the same ideas, that this is an area that you can't click on. Even if you try to, as you can see here, it won't do anything. These are areas that we have turned off temporarily. Generally, it means it's something that's going to be coming soon, but we haven't released it yet, or it's still in development, and we don't feel that it can be pushed to production quite yet. The other 2 navigation buttons, departments and teams, are very similar, with one major difference between the 2 of them. So for departments, and just like you saw with the applications navigation button, there's only a handful, in this case 1, that's actually activated. If you try to go over any of these other ones, from academics all the way down to workforce, you'll just see them grayed out, and it won't allow you to click on any of them. These departments are free and open to all faculty and staff here at the college. So this is a great place for departments to send out information or to have forms that you can go in and fill out. I think of HR would be the first area that would be perfect for that, or really anything that a department may want to share with the rest of the school. This is that area. Each department controls their own content. Moving to the Teams button, you'll see the structure is very similar to the Departments button. But there's one major difference, and that's really the fact that you'll see a little padlock to the left of the word for every single tile we have here. So really these are effectively the same thing as departments, but these are the restricted access or the permission-based versions of each department site. These are areas that only the members or other individuals that maybe have special access to a department would be able to get into. So, example being the financial aid department may have some documentation that they would not like other areas to be able to gain access to, or maybe other areas don't need to gain access to. This is a way they can keep things private. And every department, just like with their regular public department, will have a lockdown team site as well. Currently, only the academics and IT or technology services departments have team sites ready and activated. But as I've noted here, your username/account must be given special permissions in order to access these unique pages. Just to give that extra reminder that normally, if you click on one of these and you do not have access, it will prompt you with a we're sorry, you do not currently have access to this content at this time. The remaining areas on the employee portal are built into this drawer I have down here under Al. It's made up of the quick launch area, which is 4 tiles, the announcements feed, and the EGCC news feed. As with the other areas, you'll see 2 of these tiles are faded out and are turned off temporarily, that being the directory and the Title IX areas. Directory should be coming soon. See that, I'm going to guess, probably in the next month or two. I won't put an exact timetable on it, but it should be first quarter 2019. 2 working areas, however, are going to be the policies and procedures and handbooks. These are all areas where if you click on them, they're a little bit different than what you've been seeing up here with the navigation buttons. And when you click on one, you'll see a loading icon pop up, and once it's done, it will pull up an area, also known as a library or a document library, that houses whatever link you clicked on. In this case, I clicked on policies and procedures. So you'll see, depending on what chapter, chapter 1 through 10, as well as some other information in here, all in PDF format. So let me just go to chapter 1, mission and goals. You'll see there are 2 documents in here that were uploaded by me recently. And when I click on one, it will automatically load in this page here, surrounded still by the employee portal, but it's sort of a what we like to call in IT like a light box or a pop-up light box. So without actually leaving the portal, you can take a look at whatever information you want to learn. This example is, of course, for the policy 1 of 1, mission and goals. If you want to increase the size, you can do actual size, make it easier to read. You can still scroll, just like you would if you pulled it up in its own tab. You can still highlight parts of the page. If you want to print it, you can still print or download copies as well by clicking these buttons up here. You really don't have to worry about version history, copy to, delete. A lot of these you will not be able to see as a non-admin user. To close this, it's as simple as either clicking the sort of grayed out rectangle X up in the top right, or you can also click any of this grayed area around the screen here. I'm just going to click on the outside. You'll see it'll fade away, and it returns you back to the main part of the employee portal. Handbooks operates the exact same way. Title IX and directory, all 4 of these quick launch areas will pop up in the same fashion. Moving on to the announcements feed, this is an area that's really going to have quick hits, in other words, just little blurbs of info that normally has been sent out a lot of times via marketing, and it's just some information that usually is a PDF or a Word doc, and instead of having to get it in your inbox as an attachment, now they'll just show up here. Usually they'll have a date attached to the Higher Learning Commission conference contest. That one does not, due to the fact that it's going on for a long period of time, but the rest of these do. Although slightly dated now since we've gotten back from the break, but the EGCC Steubenville Holiday Christmas Party, notated as it being a PDF with the little red Adobe PDF Reader logo, you just click on the link. It'll load over top of the page, and again, it'll explain exactly whatever it's about. In this case, the holiday party with Al with his nice-looking Santa Claus hat. Just the same as the policies and procedures area, you can download, print, copy it, or you can zoom in, zoom out. In this case, I'm just going to hit the X to close it. If you see this little blue link icon, that notates a external link. So this is going to go somewhere other than an area controlled by the school. So here for this art contest, I'm going to click it, and you'll see the Higher Learning Commission's page. And you can scroll down, look at some guidelines and examples. You can actually enter the contest right from here, where you will be filling out first, last name, so on and so forth. These should be updated pretty regularly. So whenever we would normally see a blast being sent out, for example, from marketing, in our inbox, instead you're going to be seeing it here in this announcements area. Rounding this part out, you'll see the EGCC news feed. This is an area where it's going to be a little bit more robust than the announcements one, where it's going to contain many versions of stories that are topical, that are going on here at the school at the time. So they go from oldest, and as I go up to newest, there's two ways to view these depending on what you want to see. You can see the truncated, usually it's about the first few sentences or first paragraph of the news story here, and if you want to read more, you can click the read more link below. After it loads, you'll see
stopping production.
It'll load that, and I'll pause. You can see they have that video on autoplay, but here you can see, well, this is the news story that I truncated, and if you want to read more about it, it's going to be right there. As before, you can X out. In this case, if you just wanted to view the news video from the story, you can click on it and it'll actually open it up in full screen. Other stories, however, may not have read more links. They may be completely encapsulated on here. In this case, the Why We Do It story just has the text, and then if you click on the photo, if it's just a photo still, like it was in this case, it will show a larger version of the article or story. And that same mentality goes for the Kent State University partnership, where if you click on it, you can see Dr. Bruce in the photo there. Really, our overall goal with the employee portal was to create what we like to call a one-stop shop for anything and everything that you may use on a daily basis. And that includes those applications, or if you go to certain departments, we really want to have an area or a hub to centralize all of the information that the school has at any given time. And that, again, includes announcements and news. The exciting part about this page, I believe, this site, is that it's going to be ever-changing. You may have noticed that the background changed, and it'll do that from time to time, and it's really based off of what season we're in, winter being the current season. But really, every time you load this page, you'll notice something will be new, something will change, there'll be an update in some form, and we want to keep that going. So if anyone has any questions or comments about this instructional guide or about the employee portal itself, feel free to contact us via the help desk by sending an email to tshelp@egcc.edu.